Today we're going to rate custom Magic the Gathering cards on Reddit. We're going to start off with Pause. Just take a second here. We got for a white 1 generic, it's an enchantment with flash. Exile target spell for as long as Pause remains on the battlefield. Whenever Pause leaves the battlefield, the controller of the exiled card may cast it without paying its mana cost. So it's like a counter spell, actually. It's just literally counter spell for a white and 1 generic. But it's vulnerable, because if you blow up the enchantment, you get your spell back. But how many ways do we have to blow up the enchantments these days? It's anything. It's like you can hit a 10-mana creature. Hold on, it says. I don't know, how do we feel about this? How do we feel about white having counter spells? It's effectively a counter spell. Also adds to devotion for all the devotion fanatics out there. I guess it's okay. I mean, it's not the most broken thing I've seen in the world. And it's vulnerable. You can always you can bounce it too if you really want to. You go bounce it. You go bounce the Pause. All right, we got Cambrian Explosion. Is this related to eating Taco Bell all day? We got a red, blue, blue, 3 generic instant for each clamfo, crabfish, homrid, jellyfish, nautilus, octopus, oyster, serpent, sponge, starfish, squid, and trilobite you control. Create a token that's a copy of that creature, then Cambrian Explosion deals 1 damage to each creature you don't control. I thought this was going to be related to like blowing up a beached whale or something like that. Primordial Soup is best served battered with fries. So basically you double your crab. Do we have, what's it called? What's the big one? Clamfo, crabfish, homrid. We don't have I can't remember. It's the big fish, the big whale that we have in the game, or whatever. I don't remember the creature type. Good enough for me. Whatever. I don't know how you're gonna break this. A lot of these cards suck anyway. They're not really all that dangerous. Cephalid Tribal. Did they have Cephalid on here? They don't even have Cephalid on here. Nothing. Yeah, Leviathan. I was thinking of Leviathan. Whatever. All right, moving on. We got, Dwight Schrute! My favorite character from The Office. Would he really be Golgari? I would think he should be white because he was a farmer. Like, you know, and in the plains, that is a very white thing. Anyway. Okay, black, green, 2 generic for a 3/3 human. Protection from bears. What do we got here? When Dwight Schrute, top salesman, enters the battlefield or attacks, create a tapped food token. Foods you control have tap, add a green. He could have been Selesnya. He could have been Abzan, actually, now that I think about it. Could have been Abzan. Yeah. Hey, Argentina. Welcome. Okay, this card definitely passes. All right, we're gonna start off with some super chats. Thank you very much, King Ginger. Magus of the Tide. Remember, on our custom Magic, you can post your cards and then give me a super chat. Sorry, Magus of the Tide. Tell me the name of the post. I'll look it up and share it with everybody. We got Magus of the Tide. We got blue 1/3 Merfolk Wizard. Oh my god, that's broken. Pay a blue, tap until end of turn. Whenever you tap an island for mana. What is this? This is insane. You add another blue. You have High Tide on a Merfolk. You get to activate every single turn. There is no way you can print this card. I would love it. I would love if Wizards had a little bit of a relapse and maybe, I don't know, this was like a joke card that accidentally got printed in a set, but no way in hell would they ever print this thing. He has 3 toughness. Most bears can't hurt him. You're talking about the Dwight Schrute. The Dwight Schrute. That's true. That's true. It naturally has protection from bears. Natural protection. All right, so we're flip-flopping between free cards and pay-to-win cards. We got Iger, Thawed Fury, red, red, black, black, 1 generic for a 6/6 zombie giant. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is dealt excess damage during your turn, that permanent's controller discards that many cards. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is dealt excess damage during your turn, that permanent's controller discards that many cards. That's so bizarre. Okay, so if on my turn I lightning bolt something, and it's a 1 toughness creature, then they discard 2 cards as a result of this. Card seems insane. The freezing flame burns even higher in the cold halls of death. Definitely AI generated flavor text. So when I don't know if trample counts. I think the idea is like if you unholy heated a 2/2 creature, you'd get some benefit for the extra damage. Sounds extra strong. Your choice of background music is next level. Thank you very much to the Magic Historian. Yeah, bolting the bird becomes discard 2. It just sounds insane. But it's 5 mana in 2 colors, double red, double black. I'm going to very reluctantly give this a pass. It could be just straight up busted though. I have no idea. All right, next super chat, we've got Tie Free, Braum, Headless Hessian. All right, let's go look up Braum. The Headless. We got, for Orzhov, 3 generic, a 4/3 Spirit Soldier. He's got a head. It's the Jack-o'-lantern. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a pumpkin counter on Braum Headless Hessian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Braum has 8 or more pumpkin counters on it, you may remove all pumpkin counters. If you do, exile target non-land permanent. Whenever Braum Headless Hessian is put into a graveyard from play, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Very insanely fair card. Too fair, in fact, for this show. Easily you could have this. Wait, whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, we could put pumpkin counters on it. We need 8 pumpkin counters? And we can exile target non-land permanent. That's a lot of stuff. Alright, so we can hit anything if we kill enough stuff. It is legendary. I guess the deal is you can make this your commander, so it all becomes fair in that manner. Loves the art, says Toads. Toads loves the art. Alright, moving on. We got Professional Butt Kicker. He's a professional. Okay, we got a red 1/1 human rogue. Whenever you cast a kicked spell, Professional Butt Kicker deals 1 damage to any target. You got that, Cyclonic Rifters? You want to kick that thing? Well, you're going to get kicked straight in the butt! Anyway, yeah, sure, we can print this thing. Seems a bit funny. When he kicked the dragon, it realized it had wings for decoration. Oh, yeah. All right, gotcha. Okay, lose. Oh, I like this. Lose, loose. Oh, I gotta, like, look at this one from the side. Okay, lose. A black sorcerer. Each player loses 4 life. Holy crap! Burn would love this card. Oh, the first half is insane. Red 1 generic for loose sorcery. Create 2/1 red dog tokens named Hound with haste, and this creature attacks if able. That's a lot of power. That's beyond stupid. The first half is already broken. We don't even need to read the second half. Next super chat, we got Abe. Here's my wizard support card. Probably some awesome combos. Oh, here's my wizard's support card. All right, what we got here? Multiplying. This is your card, right? Yeah. I hope this is. It was a big title. Multiplying Mage for a blue 1 generic. We've got a 0/2 human wizard. Reminds me of Azami. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of target non-token wizard you control. If you copied a wizard named Multiplying Mage, sacrifice the copy unless you pay 2. Alright, so you can't go too bonkers with this. And tap for untap wizards you control. Scry 2 and draw a card! What is with these cards? These are insane. These are just beyond... So it is like a zombie. Tap, but you have to tap 4 untap. No, okay, I take it back. This thing's very fair. You have to tap 4 untap wizards just to draw a card. And scrying 2 is great. But you gotta tap 4 wizards for it. That's gonna be hard, even if you multiply the mage a few times. You gotta pay the 2 mana whenever you multiply the mage. So you know what, I like it. It's not that bad at all. Alright, what do we got here next? We got the Benthic Marches. Benthic Marches enters the battlefield tapped. When Benthic Marches enters the battlefield, create a fossil token. With tap, sack this artifact, return target creature with mana value X from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, that's interesting. That's very unique. And tap, add a colorless mana. So it enters the battlefield tapped. It's a waste, but you get the fossil token to bring something back. Great design. Love it. Really, really, really good. JD says, like, sort of like a zombie, but you get the scry too and need a lot more wizards. You know, honestly, a zombie only needs one wizard herself, no other help. I mean, if you have 4 wizards in play, you just draw 4 cards. Screw the scry too. So this multiplying mage, way more fair. Next super chat, we got Broyles. Sorry, Brawley Shadow. Wednesday Adams Macabre. Wednesday. What is the Adams Family card? Macabre Maiden. Here come the waifu cards. Alright, got a black 1 generic for 1/4 human warlock. With Death Touch. Whenever a creature dies, each player exiles the top card of their library with a pop it counter. What the hell is that? Players may cast cards they own in exile with a pop it counter by paying a Phyrexian black in addition to other costs. What is a pop it counter? This is like an AI generated card, and that they give us like some sort of ability, or does this thing exist? Maybe this is like a counter that I've never heard of. It's in the commander world, in some sort of niche commander set. I see the world as a place that must be endured, and my personal philosophy is kill or be killed. Yep. That's life, all right. Adam's Family card, very cool. You like this? I don't get it. What's a pop-it? Whenever a creature dies, each player exiles the top card of their library with a pop-it counter. Whenever a creature dies, each player exiles the top card of their library with a pop... But that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it sounds like the counter is already on your deck or something. The counter doesn't matter. Players may cast cards they own in exile with a pop-it counter. Oh, I see. You exile... Oh, you exile it and you put the pop-it counter on. Okay, I get it. Now I finally get it. I thought, like, the pop-it counter had to pre-exist on the card in order for it to be exiled. So I'm being silly. Okay, you get it. It's fine with me. She has a lot of toughness. Big butt on Wednesday Adams. Alright, Matt, moving on. We got Rotwood Snake for Golgari 1/1 Snake. As long as you control both a basic forest and a basic swamp. Rotwood Snake gets +1/+1 and has Death Touch. Yeah, sure. Moving on. We've got Fire. Thanks so much, Fire. Hope you're doing well. My first card is Gonvelm Glistener Puzzler. Gonvelm. Probably that's good enough. Alright, well, ooh, I like this. I love them quadruple blue cards. Blue, and then you can pay a blue, or 2 generic. For a 2/2 human elf wizard. Can you be a human and elf at the same time? Is this like some sort of Spock-like ability? Where you're like partially human, partially Vulcan? Vulcan. Instant and sorcery spells you cast have Cyclone. They each cost 1 less to cast for each spell cast before it this turn. Okay, that's something I have to keep track of. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value 5 or greater, draw a card. It's probably fair. Probably. They have Cyclone. They each cost 1 less to cast for each spell cast before it this turn. So it's just like probably a broken storm card of some sort. But you gotta pay like 4 mana to get it out here. Now I get it. A storm card that uses a creature with the ability Cyclone. Cyclone has to do with storms, right? Anyway. It passes. It passes. We got Deeply Consider. A blue. Okay, sorcery. Choose one. Scry 7. Oh, you only get to choose 1 or 2. I thought it was Scry 7, draw a card. No, it's choose 1. Scry 7, draw a card. That is nuts. Watch your every step. This has got to be... Is it broken? At what point do we just say this is basically a tutor? like, you know, if you scry deep enough, it's basically like Vampiric Tutor, where you just put the card on top of your library. Yeah, vote deeply. Deeply 2024. And watch your every step. Seth likes it, says Zybers. It would be cool if it had fuse for... Oh, I don't... That was the last one. 7 is a very deep search. It's Tutor Light. Yeah, it's like Budget Tutor, Tutor Light, Diet Tutor, Vampiric Tutor at home. Alternatively, you can just draw the card. So you could, like, deeply consider with one, and then just draw the card with another deeply consider. Deeply 2024 is going to be a running joke for forever now. Oh, absolutely. Those AI-generated shows, they give so much. We don't give enough back to them. I don't really want to pass this. I think it's crazy, but maybe I'm overreacting. You don't get to draw the card. Okay, it's going to be a pass. I'm really apprehensive about it, though. Really apprehensive about it. Okay, Abe is back. White card draw idea. Might not be in its color pie, but it's what I came up with. White card draw. There's no good way to do it. I got, I hope this one's yours, Bolt Bird. You're not the only one with a white card draw idea, apparently. This was 2 years ago. Which one is yours? Oh, God. I want to say it's this one, but I have no idea. Really sorry about that, Abe. If you can clarify, I'll look up the real one. We got white, one generic sorcery with Seize 3. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. For as long as each card remains exiled, you may tap an untapped creature you control to put a card exiled this way into your hand. This is really convoluted. So, Seize 3. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. As long as each card remains exiled, you can tap an untapped creature you control to put a card exiled into your hand. I guess it's... You know what? Maybe it's okay. So, you draw 3 cards off of 3 mana, but you need creatures in play in order to get them. You have to tap them. It's like you got an activated ability. I got the right one? Oh, thank God. This is the first time in history I look up... What did you put? Like, white card draw idea? And it ended up being like, you know, 10 different posts with the same damn name on it. You can also ship all the garbage to the bottom. Oh, you're talking about the last card. Gets around Narset. It does get around Narset, because we're not drawing cards. We're putting them into our hand. Look at that. Occupy the city actually will work around big cards. It looks like... Wow, there's so many super chats. I'm going to have to spend the last quarter of the show just with the super chats. All right, back to the freebie side. We got Eye of the Storm. White instant, split second. Until end of turn, you gain protection from copies. That is unique. That is so niche, though. Why the hell would you want this? Okay, I'm going to do split second this thing, and I have protection from anything that was copied. For a brief moment, the dark clouds parted, and the sun smiled on us. The dreadful downfall became morning dew. Could we find a way to stay here until it all passed? I don't even understand the flavor. Anti-storm? Oh, that's what it is. Protect yourself from grape shot. But it doesn't do a good job protecting yourself from Empty the Warrens, because it only protects you for 1 turn. So you'd still gonna... So, like, imagine taking the time to design this card to beat Storm decks, and then they beat you anyway with Empty the Warrens and just make, like, 20 goblins. You protect yourself from 1 turn. No, it's not even... They're not even copies. They're just tokens. Anyway. I think it's not even a good sideboard card. I mean, you can have it. Wizards would gladly print this and just ruin somebody's draft, like, rare in their draft with this thing. Yeah, it isn't anti-storm because Empty the Warrens, exactly. Still lose. I designed the card to beat your deck. Oh, crap. I lose anyway. Laughs and weather the storm. If you're going for that life gain. Yeah. Death and taxes, Flusterstorm. I guess so, yeah. Flusterstorm for death and taxes. Okay, next up we've got Yo Little Ted. Thanks so much for the super chat. Miracle Max. It's a miracle. Oh, God. Okay, red, blue, green for a 2/2 human shaman. When Miracle Max enters the battlefield, search a library for a spell with Miracle, reveal it, and you may cast it for its Miracle cost, then shuffle your library. Exile Miracle Max, put target spell with Miracle on top of your library. Oh wow, it's a Miracle! They foresaw it. Is this some sort of profit of some sort? I think this is fine, like no big deal. Like what are you gonna get? Like, Terminus, Entreat the Angel. You're not even in white, so you're not even gonna get those cards. I guess you could get Bonfire of the Damned. Hold on, does it do 2 different things? Enters the battlefield, search your library for a Miracle card, reveal it. You may cast it for its Miracle cost. So you can cast the Miracle card immediately, and alternatively, you can exile Miracle Max, put target spell with Miracle on... Oh! So you get 2 Miracles out of this. A 2-in-1 deal. I think it's still fine. I think. You would, yeah, the Time Walk one might be the best one you could get. Oh, maybe that's just too strong. Yeah, Temporal Mastery? So you go to Temporal Mastery, then so you get a few extra cards. Okay, this is totally broken. It's completely broken. Card is fun as hell. Yeah, for you! For the people who are actually casting this card. Because there is one card called Temporal Mastery that is, take an extra turn after this one, exile Temporal. Oh, you can't get this one back, so maybe it's actually fair. So you basically get 1 extra turn. Okay, so you can't actually gimmick the game out of this. They fixed Temporal Mastery just in case they made the Miracle Max. They knew we were going to print it. All right. It's a pass. Final answer. Okay, we got Circe, Monument to Sarah. It's a legendary land. I love legendary lands. Each land is a plains in addition to its other land types. Each land is a play. Oh god, so you're gonna flash fire yourself. You know, Wizards doesn't want to print this one because of cards like flash fires where it just burns. There are some cards that are legal that blow up all the plains, and so between Circe, Monument to Sarah, and flash fires, you know, your entire board can get completely nuked. Do not mourn daylight's passing. Rejoice in the dawn's next coming. Misery's origin births, misery cease. This too shall pass, restoring our peace. Song of All. Song of All. Canto 1111. Flashfires means this never gets made, but I would prefer they did. I'm all for printing it. You know, screw it. Ban Flashfires. That's the problem card. This isn't the problem card. Flashfires is the problem card. Ban Flashfires. I think there's some other cards that go along with it. By the way, Flashfires is like a 4-mana red sorcery, destroy all planes. So between this and Flashfires, you have Armageddon. You have Armageddon. If you play with Artifact Ramp, then, well, not all your mana gets blown up, only your opponent's does. Yeah, it's the white Urborg, finally. I think we need a Urborg for each. I would love the blue Urborg. Oh my god. As a Merfolk player, I am waiting patiently for that damn thing. Alright, next. What do we have next? King Ginger with the super chat. Inspired for Nikachu Merfolk Master. I love it. Instant pass. Inspired. Oops. For Nikachu Merfolk Master. You have 2 of them. One 17 minutes ago, one 15 minutes ago. I'm assuming it's this one. Alright, Merfolk Throat Slicer. We got a blue 1 generic 2/2 Merfolk Warrior. Merfolk you control get +1/+1, including itself. Usually it's other Merfolk get +1/+1. When Merfolk Throat Slicer attacks, target creature defending player controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. I love it! It's probably broken, but I love it. The second part probably is not that bad. Like, it's just like a generic lord that makes it a little bit harder for the opponent to block in combat. But if they have a lot of creatures, it's probably going to be not that insane. But if they don't have many creatures on the board, it's not like Merfolk can deal with the creatures in the first place. Then, this is what's... If there's one creature, I think this card is going to be very strong. But if there's many creatures, it's just going to be an average card. It's going to be okay. Strictly better... Well, it doesn't give Island Walk. Doesn't give Island Walk, alright? Lord of Atlantis, hey! Lord of Atlantis gives Island Walk, people. That's why it's the Lord of the Atlantis. Whirlwind Nimbus. We got a white aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 when Whirlwind Nimbus enters the battlefield. Enchanted creature gains haste until end of turn. The hell is Empower? Red 3 generic. If you cast this spell for its Empower cost, it's not an aura. Replace all instances of Enchant creature with each creature you control. Holy moly! That's a great mechanic! That is such a good idea. That's a very, very, very good... I mean, like, it's a way of buffing auras. Like, right now, auras are sort of useless. They're not even that good. Now, honestly, I don't even think this card is very pushed. It's very fair. But it's really good design space. It's effectively kicker. It's kicker for auras, right? Yeah, everyone loves this. Really, really fresh idea by the Grumpire. Grumpire had a really, really good idea here where you give an extra ability for the auras and then everyone gets the ability. Really nice. People say it's Zybers. That is a doable ability. Well, and there's multiples here. Lucid Awareness. Blue 1 generic enchant creature. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And that has Empower? That's insane. That could be very dangerous late in the game. Okay, Empower for 5 mana. Attack with everything. Draw a million cards. Okay, now I'm getting curious. This one sort of sucks. The haste isn't relevant if you're paying 4 mana for this thing. But drawing cards is very relevant. We have Enchanted Creature has Vigilance and can add mana. Not very exciting. We have a Orzhov one. When Inner Shadows enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 whatever. You get a 1/1 Black Nightmare with flying. Sack a green creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and gains flying and lifelink until end of turn. I don't think that's too broken. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. That is insane. But the Empower cost is super high. They made sure it's 7 so that the, I mean, this is strictly better Ethereal Armor, right? It's strictly better Ethereal Armor. Because we already have Ethereal Armor. Oh, and I would also say, like, Bogles probably can't make good use of this thing anyway. Alright, moving on. Let's go try look at... What's the next card here? Spectral Maniac. Spirit Eater. Ritual of the Spirit Eater. Oh, it's a two-parter, is it, Spectral Maniac? We got 9 mana for a 6/6 Shade Wizard with Death Touch. When Spirit Eater enters the battlefield, destroy up to 2 target creatures you don't control. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, Spirit Eater deals 1 damage to each opponent. You gain 1 life. Destroy up to 2 target creatures. That's a lot of creatures, but it is 9 mana, so it's fair. Why would we have a second side to this? Ritual of the Spirit Eater. For a black-white, it's an enchantment. Ritual of the Spirit Eater enters the battlefield with 8 ritual counters on it. At the beginning of your end step, mill a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, and whenever 1 or more cards leaves your graveyard, remove a ritual counter from Ritual of the Spirit Eater. When the last is removed, exile Ritual of the Spirit Eater and return it to the battlefield under your control. Exile... I'm guessing you exile and turn it to this? I guess that's fine. What comes first? I'm assuming this is the front side, this is the back side. How do we get to the back side, though? Or do you just have the option to play whatever you want? So you can start with Ritual of the Spirit Eater and then turn it into... Oh, I see. So this is 9 mana. Or this is 2 mana. And you cheese in the other side. Oh, it doesn't transform? It should be exiled and returned. Ah, yeah. Okay, so I think that was a bit of a typo on their part. So you got to fix that. Otherwise, you're just going to perpetually have Ritual of the Spirit Eater on the battlefield. Once you've eaten a soul, there's no going back. You need more. Sweeter souls, bigger souls, stronger souls. My stomach feels like it'll burst, but I can't stop. All right, sure. You got it. Neat card. All right, we're going to look at more of these wild custom Magic the Gathering cards, but we got to, of course, thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. If you're inspired by fake cards to buy some real cards, well, you know where to get them from. Fusion Gaming Online has it all. Between Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth, go get your Bowmasters. What is it called? Orcish Bowmasters? Get it before, I don't know, it gets banned in your format. If it may not get banned, who knows? That's very controversial right now. And all your other Commander cards. And so on. And by the way, when you shop at Fusion Gaming Online, you're gonna want to use that coupon code Nikachu. I'll tell you why. Two good reasons. First, it supports the channel and it helps save you some money. Get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. You custom card people, you're creative, you want to be building very unique cards. You also want to build unique decks. And for people who rent with Mana Traders, you can brew to your heart's content. Build anything you want. And if it sucks, send it back. Build a new deck. It's a custom card player's dream. When you're renting with Mana Traders, you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_1YA. And now back to the madness. That is the custom Magic the Gathering cards. So many super chats. I'm gonna be Okay, when we get to the fourth half, it's all super chats all day, all night. Oh, we have to go back to the freebie section. Blisterstone Slinger for a red Golgari and 1 generic. It's a 2/1 human warrior with Wither. I haven't heard of that ability in a long time. Deals damage in the form of -1/-1 counters. Tap, Witherstone Slinger deals 1 damage to any target. Does it remove poison counters? The answer is no, but I wish it did. This card seems so underwhelming. I really don't have much to say about it. Why do people like this card? Or I don't know, maybe it's not voted very high. It's got 1 comment. Wither is fair poison. Yeah, incredibly fair poison. You see, we have Wither fans in the house. I don't get it. Abzo misses Wither. Tommy's like, what if you just suck and it's not the deck? Well, then build a deck that you're not gonna suck with. Isn't that a giant? Well, whatever. Just imagine it's a very small, shrunken giant. Anyway, okay, it's whatever. Not very impressive. Lake! Lake enters the battlefield, choose blue, red, or green, add 1 mana of the chosen color, pay 2 life, add 1 of the other color. Seems broken. It's basically any mana you want. It's also still a tri-land, but it comes into play untapped. But you can't fetch it out. Yeah, you can't fetch it out. Okay, it's fair. I think it's fair. It's like the new version of like those pain lands. There's an evolution of the pain lands where you can get the first color is free, but the other 2 colors, you're gonna pay for it. All right, let's more super chats here. I have so many of them. We got Jinx. The loose cannon. Let's look up Jinx. By Brawlies. Oh, we got Jinx the Loose Cannon. Black, red, 2 generic for a 4/3 human rogue artificer. First strike, haste. Whenever you discard a card, Jinx the Loose Cannon deals 1 damage to any target. Is this, League of Legends? Or is this Overwatch again? I can't tell the difference between the two. The characters all look the same to me. I very loosely understand what Overwatch and League of Legends is. Okay, first strike haste, when you discard a card, Jinx Cannon deals 1 damage to any target. That's great with Wheel of Fortune. That'll be actually broken. Hellbent, as long as you have no cards in hand, Jinx has +1/+1, and at the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. Also broken. But like, it's a very strong ability, but she is 4 mana. Rules are made to be broken, like buildings or people, says Jinx. I like it. This is great. The alt has updated wording. I think it's fine. Kind of sick for a mad... Yeah, it would be sick, and you keep drawing a bunch of cards. It's like, you want the Jinx player to have more cards in hand. Finally used for one with... one with nothing. Yeah, Jinx is Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, is she? Okay, I didn't know. Imagine we start porting, the custom card players start porting cards from like Hearthstone into Magic the Gathering. Yeah, Root Wall is a huge fan. Whenever you discard... But she doesn't discard stuff by herself. Like, you still have to discard. Still have to do the job. Jinx is when you say the same word twice. Oh, yeah. Oh, it is League of Legends. I was right. Okay, it is League of Legends. Brawley made the card, so Brawley would know. Yeah, League of Legends. I was right. I don't even know anything about League of Legends. And I knew. All right, back to the free side. Arcane Clog. We got a white aura. By the way, the last one passes. Okay, enchant player. As long as enchant player controls a spell or ability, they can't cast spells or activated abilities. As long as an enchanted player controls a spell... Controls? The hell does that mean? They can't cast spells or activated abilities. So basically, hold on, you can't play anything on the stack. So if you have a spell on the stack, that's it. That's all you could do. One spell at a time. This is... Oh, and it's called Arcane Clog. The pipes are clogged in your, I don't know, your library or whatever. Yeah, you can't create... Well, you can't create chains. You can't respond to something else while you have something on the stack. This is a very interesting card. Love it. Yeah, cannot be stacked. Cool stuff. Next super chat. One of billions. No, actually, I'm getting through them pretty... Oh, no, I'm not getting through them at all. Fire! Fire's back here. Wizen, fallen from grace. Oh, we got triple black for a 3/3 Shade Wizard. Animate Dead. That sounds broken if it is what I think it's going to be. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you can pay a black if you do create a 1/1 black shade creature token with Wither. Okay, that's fine. More Wither cards. Wither's coming back. Zombies and skeletons you control are shades in addition to their other types. That's fine. When other shades you control get +1/+1 and have ward, pay 2 life. So this is a neat card. I don't even think it's broken. I think it has got a lot of cute little abilities. So you make your zombies and your skeletons shades, and you give them +1/+1 because of the Lord ability, and they have ward, pay 2 life, and also if anything dies, and you want your skeletons to die because they can come back, you get more shades. Pretty cool. It's the Lord of the Shades, basically. Don't protect itself. Well, whatever. Pay 2 life. That's not hard to pay. Not a big deal. Can it come back? Well, whatever. It's a legendary creature. It's just gonna go back to the command zone, for crying out loud. Whether you sorry, I thought it was whether or not you like it. The Wither Chad. Cool card. Definitely a pass. We got Divine Salvo, White X, Sorcery. Repeat the following process X times. You gain 2 life. Interesting. It's probably a crap card still. It's so hard to make life gain good. Like, at what point? I always just wondered, at what point is life gain playable? Like, outside of a burn matchup? Seriously. Like, if it was 1 mana, gain 10 life, is that broken? Like, is that, like, unprintable? And this, you still have to pay X, so if you have 5... Would you really spend 6 mana to gain 10 life? That doesn't sound like a whole lot, in my opinion. Repeat the following process X times, you gain... Actually, hold on, what does that mean? Repeat the following process X times. Does that mean it gets exponential? Well, with Heliod is out, this is crazy. Life gain is the biggest trap. Life gain is a method, not a payoff. I actually don't know what this means. Repeat the following process X times. You gain 2 life. It just sounds like you gain X 2 life. Or 2 times X life. I think that's all it is. Anyway, it's fine. Whatever. Boring card in my opinion. We got Violent Herald. Sorry, Violet. What do you got for us, Violet? We have Retry, a flicker for the stack. Retry, a flicker. And what does Violet have for us today? We got a blue 1 generic instant. Exile target spell. Then its owner casts it without paying its mana cost. Draw a card. So do you want to do that to yourself? Because there are cards with cast triggers. So you like get 2 Ulamog triggers, for example. Very unique card. I mean, not broken whatsoever. Very unique ability. I'm assuming you want to play this on your own spells, or maybe even on someone else's if it benefits you, where they can get double the cast triggers off of their cards. Brett is like, what? How do we use this? And then Vic the Fox Gamer is like, neat. Yeah, it does make sense. And it's not completely, it's not trash because you're going to draw a card off of this. So, I mean, and it's got a great name, Retry. Okay, let's retry this. You're going to draw a card. You get a little bit extra value. And someone else gets a little extra value. Can you just make all counter spells miss? No. I mean, they'll just recast the counter spell with this. Can change targets to if invalid. Yeah, oh yeah, that's neat. Okay, so someone casts something, and then they do something in response, and then you retry their card. You let them retry the card all over again, and then they can choose new targets. That's true. Anti-counter counterspell. Well, that's neat also. You could also retry. It's almost like remand for your own counter spells on the stack. Or, like, you can retry your spell that's getting hit by a counter spell. True story. It's going deep. This could be a real competitive card. This could see modern play. Anyway, neat card. Easy pass. We got battle preparations by some stupid ugly dwarves. Okay, white, 1 generic, sorcery. Prepare, then prepare again. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control, or create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, then do it again. How do these cards make it here? They're just like boring draft cards. I mean, yeah, it's not broken. I guess what it is, it's like, it's one of those cards. I can't remember what the card's name. It's like white, 1 generic for you make 2 1/1 white two 1/1 creatures. But then later on in the game, you might need the +1/+1 counter, so you get a little bit. It's like a strictly better version of those cards. Retry also messes with additional costs like kicker. Oh, so like maybe they spent the kicker cost, but then you make them retried and they can only cast it for the regular card after that. That's neat. Oh yeah, you get only the weaker end of your card, and you still replace itself. Retry's going deep. We're going deep with retry. Neat design space. Rat Launcher, MK2. 4 mana equipment. Prototype red. You may cast this spell with different mana, cost, and color. It keeps its abilities and types. Whenever equipped creature becomes blocked, it deals X damage to target creature blocking it, where X is equal to this artifact's mana value and equip 1. Sure, whatever. If there's something broken about this, it's completely going over my head. All right, next we've got Crimson Wolf, Millennia. What do we have here? Millennia, Blade of Miquella. Neat name. Okay, we got Millennia, Blade of Miquella. Okay, it's black, white, red for a 7 for Demigod. 3 mana for a 7 power creature. Were you nuts? Or are you bringing cumulative upkeep back? That's okay. Make it fair, I guess. First strike, lifelink, death touch, shroud, and poison. What? No. No. You just have to buff this thing a little bit. You kill people, right? I am Millennia, Blade of Miquella, and I have never known defeat. Of course, because you are busted as hell. So busted. There's no, I don't know, make it 6 power, and maybe we can consider it slightly less broken, but still broken. So broken. Yeah, it danger big time. Broken as hell. Cumulative upkeep for 1 is too low. Yeah, it should be cumulative upkeep 4. You get 1 turn with this thing, maybe. So anyway, very, very, very super broken card. Miela, Battle Priestess. Black, white, 1 generic for a 2/4 Sphinx Cleric, lifelink. Whenever an attacking creature you control dies, create a 1/1 white and black human creature token with vigilance. These cards are so fair today. Super fair. It's a cleric, yeah. It's a Sphinx as well. Okay, I have no other comments to say about this card. Oh, here we go. 2 mana, 2 loyalty, Planeswalker. We got Iron, Sorrow-Made Flesh. Now, when Iron, Sorrow-Made Flesh would be put into the graveyard from the battlefield, transform it instead. Okay, that's probably getting insane. We go -1, create a 1/1 tapped spirit creature token with flying. Pretty underwhelming ability. And also -5. How are you going to get the 5? What, proliferate? Return target creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield under your control. And Iron Sorrow-Made Flesh can be your commander. So what's the other side? The Urn of Sorrow. Whenever a player loses life, put that many loyalty counters on the Urn of Sorrow. You can pay for it to transform the Urn of Sorrow. That's a neat card. Pretty imaginative card. All right, so you basically have to transform this card. You want to start it off with the Urn of Sorrow, so you have a big, beefy creature to, I guess, reanimate something from the graveyard. All right, now it's just super chats from here on out. All right, let's try to get through them all. We got Brawly Shadow. Thanks so much. Alice. Alice Liddell. Curious Wanderer. Oh, is this the Alice from Wonderland? Never really thought what Alice's last name was. Okay, we got, for Abzan colors, 3/3 human. Sack a food token. Target creature gets +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. If you would create 1 or more food tokens, instead roll a d6. 1 to 2, create a food token. 3 to 4, create 2 food tokens. 5, create 3 food tokens. And 6, each player creates a food token, then this ability triggers again. I think it's a fun looking card. I think it's a very fun looking card. She's curious. What was she wandering about? She want to know what do these mushrooms do? Just like she's just surrounded by mushrooms. Where's the Cheshire Cat? I don't see any Cheshire Cat in this background. She looks like an anime girl because everyone these days is an anime girl. This is how it is. Everything's being transformed into anime. All right, next super chat. We've got Seth. Thank you so much for the super chat. Here's 2 cards with 1 picture. Whisper Tree. I'm on it. 2 cards with 1 picture? How the hell does that work? We have a 0/2 Wall Horror. When Whisper Tree doesn't... Okay, Whisper Tree doesn't untap during your untap step. Well, that sort of sucks. On your upkeep, choose 1. Tap, gain a green, put a +1/+1 counter on Whisper Tree. Isn't that useless? You can untap it, however. Okay, so we tap out a green, and then we can untap it for nothing. Gain a black. Whisper Tree deals 2 damage to target creature you control. Why? And it's a land creature. I can't even search it out with anything. Okay, it's got Whisper Pegasus on the other side. A green, black, 2/2 Pegasus Horror. Flying Whisper Pegasus doesn't untap during your untap step. Untap, sack a creature. Whisper Pegasus gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You know, it's cheap, but like the abilities are very painful, like insanely painful. And like you cannot, well, you can untap these things, but it comes at an insanely high cost of sacking creatures and taking 2 damage. Treefolk Horror, since it doesn't have Defender. Yep. No Defender on this wall. Doran would help it, I guess so. You gotta give it Vigilance, I guess. Totally fair card. Totally fair. Oh, what do we have next? We got Fire. Fire is back and on fire. Last one for the day. The Scourge of the Underdeep. Whatever the Underdeep is. We got a green, black, 2 generic for a 4/10 Fish Horror Praetor. This reminds me of the big fish from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. They were getting chased. Jar Jar Binks and Obi-Wan and... I don't remember the other guy. Liam Neeson! Can't remember the characters' names anymore. Ward 4. Creature tokens you control have Ward 2. And you can pay green, black, 2 generic. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 2/2 black and green fish horror and loses all other creature types and all colors. Exile target creature card. You just get a 2/2. Create a token. Hold on, we get a copy of it, but it's a 2/2 version that's a fish and loses all other creature types and colors, but it gets all the abilities. I have no idea how to evaluate this card. Is this insane? Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn, that's what I was thinking of. I would just remember as Liam Neeson. I'm a man of very special abilities and special skills. I will find you and I will kill you. Although it didn't really work with Darth Maul. The only person who can kill Liam Neeson is Darth Maul. Guy had the high ground and still lost anyway. That didn't make any sense. Seems like it could be broken. Like, you could... We can't... You could... No, you can exile Emrakul. So, like, if Emrakul went to the graveyard, you could exile... Or, I mean, any Eldrazi, for example. And then you have a 2/2 annihilating monstrosity. But it's expensive. I mean, this thing's 6 mana. Like, what do you want? It's a lot of mana. Well, Ward 4 is a lot. Creature tokens you control have Ward 2. I'm going to give it a pass. I don't know how to evaluate this card, though. It's like one of those cards that you have to play against to really internalize how good or bad it is. We have Abe. Abe, thank you so much. Last card of the day, a Mill Rock I came up with. It has tons of uses. Abe says. Alright, 2 mana. Orb of the Mind. Artifact. Pay 2 tap. Choose a card type. Target player reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card of the chosen type. If they don't, sacrifice Chaos Stone and that player shuffles the revealed cards and their graveyard into their library. Otherwise, put the revealed cards into their owner's graveyard. What does this do? Okay, so you choose a card type, target player, so you can choose yourself. Reveal cards on the top of their library until they reveal a card of the chosen type. If they don't, sack stone. If they don't find the card type, you have to sack the stone, and the player shuffles the revealed cards and their graveyard into the library. Otherwise, put the revealed cards into their owner's graveyard. Oh, so it's basically like graveyard tutoring. Yeah, discard Grave Troll. But no, you have to choose a card type. So you choose Creature, and then you put creatures into the graveyard. Sounds like this card was named Chaos Stone, and then they changed the name. Maybe. It's basically... Well, okay, so you can't tutor for any... I guess you could tutor for something. So if you wanted something with flashback, and it was the only card type, it would work. But then I don't know if it's worth it. This card is either fair or it's supremely broken because it's broken with like one card that I don't know about. And you're basically just tutoring the card into the graveyard to use it later. So I will give it a pass, but it's possible that this card could be broken because it's literally, it's a tutor. Tutoring into your graveyard. Hey, the graveyard is an extension of your hand, people. Oops, I'm going nowhere else. All right, next card we've got, we have Redco. Oh my God, look at all these. Look at all these $2 super chats I've got. This is wild. What a way to end the day. Okay, Redco says Broken Arrow. It's a white charm. We got a white. Instant. Destroy target equipment. Or prevent all damage that would be dealt by target permanent this turn. Or target non-creature permanent loses all abilities until end of turn. I love it! I think this is a great card. We need more cards like this. Now, they should update the charms. They should have broken, like, they should have a broken cycle. This is Broken Arrow. They could be like Broken Bow, Broken this, Broken that. I like it. You get, like, just a little bit of a lot of things out of this card. You know, great in combat. Makes stuff lose... Oh, sorry, not target non-creature permanent loses all abilities until end of turn. What the hell? Whatever. Actually, I thought this was target creature permanent loses all abilities until end of turn. I guess it's fine. It's just a little bit more underwhelming than I thought it was going to be. Gabrielle. No card for me today. Here's to enjoy your content. Oh, thank you so much, Gabrielle. I really appreciate it. Hope you all love the custom card nonsense. Always a lot of fun and imaginative cards coming out here. Redco's back. Lapse of Judgment. A little spin on white counter magic. Everyone's trying to give white counter magic. What are you doing? Okay, white instant with Cleave of a white 1 generic. Return target spell to its owner's hand. Sorry, return target spell you control to its owner's hand. So you just bring something back, but with Cleave cost you like remove, or so you add. Return target spell. How does Cleave work again? You remove the bracket, or you remove the or you add the brackets, or you remove the brackets. I think you gain the brackets. I don't even know how this is a counter spell. Oh, it's sort of like you're trying to say it's like remand. Okay, so for white, it's like return target spell you control to its owner's hand, draw a card, or for its cleave cost, it's just return target spell to its owner's hand. Don't draw a card. Yeah, you remove the draw card. What are you doing? We want to keep the draw card. Very weird kicker. I know. Yeah, we add the bracket? No, I think we remove the bracket. I think that's how cleave works. It's like you get a bunch of words, but then you remove everything in brackets. Yeah, remove text in brackets. It can bounce an opponent's spell to their hand. You got it. No, not a problem. Okay, Crimson Wolf. What do we got here? C. Okay, one with CTHULHU. Whatever the hell this is. Is it like an alternative one with nothing? Black instant. Counter target spell. Exile the top 10 cards of your library. Ugh. And what is... It's like Cthulhu. Okay, I guess it's Cthulhu. Only poetry or madness could do justice to the noises. I guess it's fair. I mean, I guess. You can't do this too many times. You're going to run out of cards. And also, imagine being up against a mill deck and you want to, I don't know, counter a Tasha's Hideous Laughter, but you exile 10 cards to your library anyway. Cthulhu? Oh, yeah, okay, I could get that, yeah. If you scroll down. You can cast it to protect your own spells. Oh, you're talking about the last one. This one will not protect anything. It'll just absolutely obliterate you. Exile the top 10, draw 2. No, you're not gonna draw. That'd be insane. Anyway, I think this is fine. It's black, you know, it's buddies with blue, so they can counter things. Sorry, I'm in super chat mode, a Huntroid. If you want me to look up cards, you have to super chat. Okay, Whale of Darkness. We've got Reverse Blood Moon. What the hell does that mean? Are we turning old basic lands into mountains? That sounds so evil. Spirit Moon, a white 2 generic enchantment. As Spirit Moon enters the battlefield, choose a non-legendary, non-basic land on the battlefield. Each basic land is a copy of the chosen land. Oh, so you choose you choose white and you could choose plains and then everything is a plains. Each basic land. So all the basic lands become one of one type, but the non-basics are totally fine. It's totally fair. Yeah, we can allow that. Basically, but imagine like the Sun and Moon decks that are playing Blood Moon and Spirit Moon. Because what you could do is you go Blood Moon first, and then you go Spirit Moon to turn all the plains into mountains or something. And now we're all mountains, no matter what. Okay, so next up we've got Redco. Orlando and Matthias. Orlando and Matthias. Okay, we got a white, green, red, 2 generic for a 5/4 Badger Mouse. Whenever Orlando and Matthias attacks, put a shield counter on each attacking creature you control. Whenever it attacks, put a shield counter on each attacking creature. Okay. How does it work? Like, shield counters, whenever it takes lethal damage, you remove the shield counter, and it's like regeneration. Whenever damage is... Whoops, we're not done. We're not done. Here, hold on, I'll get another song here. There we go. Whenever damage is prevented, Orlando and Matthias deals that much damage to any target. Okay, that sounds insane. So basically, nobody wants to block this thing. But it is a very big badger. And you know how the honey badgers work. They don't care. Honey badger don't care at all. But, I mean, if you just don't deal any damage to it, it doesn't do anything. Although this plus maybe, like, I don't know, Oh, what is that red card? Deal 13 damage to everything. It's any damage or destroy the effect. Shield protect from one instance of damage. Also protect destruction. All right. Should kill all rats. Could kill all rats and all, I don't know, other mice or whatever. Well, no, but it's a badger mouse. That's a weird combination. Anyway, I give it a pass. I think it's a pretty neat. It might be. It's not too strong because you know you have to be in the Naya colors. It's 5 mana. Everything attacks. You put a shield counter on it. Oh no, I guess you could accumulate the shield counters. Brave words from the scum of the earth. Come, Matthias, let us fight as one. Eulalia, Orlando the Axe. But Blasphemous Act, that's what I was thinking of. Blasphemous Act deals damage to it, and then boom. I guess you could attack, get the shield counter. I didn't think about it. Maybe these shield counters accumulate, and it's going to be a problem, because you can't deal with any of these creatures, and everything gets a shield counter. Put a shield counter on each attacking creature you control. Making everything, like, nothing can die in combat. Shield counters are strong, but the card is slow. Okay, I'm gonna say it passes. But who knows, maybe it's broken. Next, we got Yo Little Ted. Thank you so much for your super chat. Groaning Banshee. Sounds bizarre. Okay, we have black, Orzhov white for a star specter. Protection from blue and shadow. Other specters you control get +1/+1 and shadow. Groaning Banshee's power and toughness are each equal to the number of specters you control. Anyone looking to play specters in the metagame right now? Death Whale, we have a white, black, and an X. Tap all non-specter creatures, get -X/-X until end of turn. Create a 1/0 black and white specter creature token for each creature destroyed this way. And you got the specter that gives all +1/+1, so those creatures will live. So hold on, are you telling me you're gonna wipe everything out? Death Whale. So for X, all non-specter creatures get -X/-X until end of turn. It seems broken. Because this is just a board wipe on a creature, right? This is literally a board wipe, and has protection from blue and shadow. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of specters you control. Like, I'm not gonna say there's nothing that can deal with this, but it has to be like in the white colors. Red is probably not gonna work because you have a million specters in play. I think it's broken. I think this whole pay an Orzhov axe tap and blow everything up is insane. And then you just get like way more creatures for this. I'm gonna say you can't do that. I don't like this last ability. I don't know, does anyone agree with me? Or I'm like, or am I wrong? Like the board wipe is not a big deal. It's a board wipe that summons things to make itself stronger. I know. Spectre that doesn't force itself to discard? I think it's very strong. I think the board wipe part is like just way too strong. I mean, toxic. Yeah, but it's a one-time thing. It doesn't even affect your creatures. It's non-specter creatures get wiped out. So you're constantly one-sided wiping your opponent's board, and your board gets stronger. Like, that's not fair. Yeah, also protection from blue. Someone... Well, it won't protect you from counter magic. It will protect you from the blue player, though. It's kind of weak, even on standard. If you guys think it's weak, I mean, I'll give it a pass, but I think it's a very unfun card. When a Banshee wails, all die. That's the flavor. No, not all dies. Banshees remain. Yeah, also, you can board wipe at instant speed, so there's, like, no incentive to play creatures. I think it's a fail. It's not passing. Not passing on my watch. All right, Red Co. What do you got for me, Red Co? Chronicler of Knowledge. Chronicler of Knowledge. Is there a Lamborghini in this? No, there is no Lamborghini. I'm disappointed. All right, blue, white, green for a 1/4 human noble. Reread. The Chronicler of Knowledge enters the battlefield or attacks. You may add or remove a lore counter from target saga you control. Sagas you cast have read ahead. I think for anyone who likes saga decks, I think this is fine. You may add or remove. Add or remove? So you get to keep those sagas for a very... Still then, I think it's a fine card. I mean, it's a 1/4 for crying out loud. It doesn't do a whole lot. I'm sorry, it doesn't attack for a whole lot. You need to build your whole deck around the sagas. I think this is a card that I think a lot of saga players have been looking for a long time. Rotboy, Erland, Victor, Hot Librarian. The Hot Librarian. What is read ahead? Well, you can skip chapters. Basically, you can go from chapter 1 to chapter 3. So you can go straight to the bottom. That's a real ability, by the way. They just came out with that and not sure what, but recent set. Next, we got Crimson Wolf. Godzilla. 1, 2, 3. Not to be confused with the other Godzillas. What the hell is this? Okay, Wooburg, 10 mana. Now this is very flavorful for Godzilla. A 15/15 god. Vigilance, Island Walk. That's flavorful. Persist, Haste, and Trample. When you cast Godzilla, all lands become islands until your next end step. Pay 2, Godzilla gets +5/+0 until end of turn. What? You have so much mana! You have so much mana at this point. I mean, assuming you didn't cheat it in play. You know, somehow everything was fine until that pay 2, get +5/+0. You can easily make this thing 40 power. 15 mana, basic 15. Each opponent loses the game. Oh, come on. Just get rid of these 2 abilities at the bottom. The rest of it is cool. You had a nice card up until this point. It's totally danger right at the bottom here. Although I have to say, the 15 mana is not easy to pull off. Each opponent loses the game. But can't you just say you win the game? You can only use this ability if you control 15 or more basic lands. Oh, that's the caveat. Basic 15. Okay. Okay, dump this thing in the middle here. I don't like it. The other one is fine. Okay, we're gonna... Emrakul is better. Oh, I mean, obviously Emrakul is better. Okay, we'll give it the pass. Now we got Brawly. Genji. Cybernetic Ninja. The last one. Okay, we got red, blue, 1 generic for a 2/2 human ninja with prowess. Red 2 generic, tap. Genji Cybernetic Ninja fights target creature. I don't even know if that's a fight they can win. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Genji this turn dies, untap Genji. So like it just snipes off small creatures. Oh, I guess it has a prowess. You play a few things, but the activated ability is really expensive. I think it could be a lot cheaper. I mean, this is totally a legit card. This looks like a card Wizards of the Coast would print. So it is definitely a pass. And Crimson Wolf. Coming here to finish the day off. What sound effect I'm going to give you? Oh, I'll give you this one. All right, we got me, Nikachu, Merfolk, Relisher. Exactly. Oh, it's me! Where'd this picture come from? This is so old. This is like when I used to have my setup in a completely different room, and I had this this crappy merch cup. All right, we got blue 1/2 Merfolk YouTuber, Flash Island Walk. I wouldn't consider myself that fast. When Nikachu Merfolk Relisher enters the battlefield, counter target spell unless that player pays 1. Oh, it's a force spike. But still pretty strong. Blue, Merfolk creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. That's actually fair. Today we are Nikachu videos. It's really funny. You spelled my name right up here, but in the flavor text it was spelled wrong. That's an absolute fail. But outside of that, I like it. Thank you very much. That Nikachu. It was during happier days. It was better days back then. All right, that's it for today. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you very much for showing up this morning. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you very much for everyone who supports the channel, either being a member on YouTube, a patron on Patreon, or submitting custom cards through your super chats. And of course, we got to thank everyone who's here in the morning, like Erland, Seth, Abzo, Cashew, Witherfang. We got Witherfang, Huntroid. We got Rotboy, Victor, Toads, Abzo. Who else do we have here? King Ginger, of course. Jess, Steve Cooper, Spectral Mania, Toilet Duck. It's never a show without Toilet Duck, and Mr. Deadhead. Because without the coffee crew, this show would be nothing without all of you guys. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.